Man, oh man, oh man. Small world. It's a small world.
It really is.
All right, all right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's a small world, y'all. Y'all don't even understand. We just found out some information just 2 seconds ago that everybody gonna laugh at in a minute. But yeah, man, y'all welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast, where we have different topics, different guests, different things going on in our realm over here. And we do appreciate y'all for tuning in. So y'all come on to the Elite Mancast on YouTube, like, share on these pages that we're on already, share them to your pages and all of that. So, man, tonight we living and existing. How about that? My man say we synchronized around here. We living and existing. We got Mr. Michael E tonight, and we got Mr. Synchronized Living around here, man. Y'all know Coach KD has some work to do, y'all, so y'all know the value of a man around these parts, we get it in, baby. Yeah, man, and tonight we're going to have a special guest talking about life insurance, man. So y'all know, man, tune in tonight because we get some questions answered and some things going on tonight. So, man, yeah, man, living or existing, man. So I'm gonna start with Mr. Synchronized. He gave a good explanation today in the group chat. I like that. We was getting it in, man.
Yes, sir. How y'all today, man? How y'all doing? Y'all living? Y'all good?
You good?
Yeah, man.
Good. Well, just a little side note. To me, living or existing, I think that existing simply means to survive without feeling the actual reality with the emotions behind it. So
yeah,
and that's just the shorter version of it. Of course, we're gonna go more in depth with it, but I'm here for it. I'm existing for this moment.
What's happening, Mike? What's happening, man?
All right, well, one of the philosophers, one of the old greats, I forget whether or not it was Socrates, Plato, or Aristotle, but one of them says, I think, therefore I am, as talking about existence. Now, I listened to Bob Proctor, and he says that the majority of human beings don't think. They think maybe twice in a year, because in life, most of what we do is react to our five senses. See, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So we're not really going through life thinking. We're basically going through on habits. It's more like we're doing things by habit and not thinking. So then that would make the question, I think, therefore I am, more like, are you, or what are you? Are you living or existing? I think it's all a matter of choice. If you make a decision, you set a goal, and you start moving toward it, now you're thinking and you're living. You're not just existing.
Yeah, man, that's real. I like that, man, because that's a lot of us in this world. We're so programmed to get up and go to work at a certain time. We get up, we get off work, we do the same thing, autopilot. There you go, Kiki. Great evening, Kiki. Yeah, because that's the lifestyle that we've been programmed to adapt to from birth. You got to graduate, you got to get a job, you got to do this, you got to, you know what I'm saying? So we've already been programmed to a system that wasn't even for us, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, we got to learn to take time out for ourselves, just like Kiki ride the motorcycle, let her hair blow in the wind, so that's a beautiful thing when you can exist and live in the same atmosphere, so it's doing something you love. At the same time, you're going to do something that somebody else might not be able to do. So that's how I look at living and existence, the difference between living and existence. You know what I'm saying? You get to do things that other people can't do. So when you see somebody on trips on the mountaintops and things like that, then you already know that, hey, man, I'm doing way better than the next cat because he can't even get up here.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So that's a great analogy. I like that though, man. We've been blessed to do things that a lot of people can't do. Be on the podcast for a year, hold it down for over a year, you know,
Yeah,
and we still rolling, man.
real.
That's
Hey,
a beautiful thing.
and you know,
Yeah, go ahead.
there was like years ago, I always had this thought that when I die, people will be able to say that I actually lived my life. So I've done
Mhm.
things that, you know, they say black people can't swim. Man, I swim, I ski, I water ski, I jump from airplanes, I mountain climb, I
Right,
surf. I'm doing all the things that they say black people can't do or won't do.
right.
But it's just a choice. I like being the only black person out there because that's basically what it is. Whatever I've done, you don't see any other black faces around. But I'm
Right.
out there enjoying life.
And it feels good
Can't
to
do
be.
half that stuff now. But, huh?
That it feels good to be the only black person out there because you really look dark as hell, bro. You have a light on.
Man, yeah, I do. Yeah, I got a light on, but see, when I'm in the truck, you can't tell that.
Say he looking dark over there. He looking like a darky. He kind of blue. He calling him blue now, huh?
But nah,
It's
man,
the
Man,
white.
you gotta look.
I totally agree with everything that you say because you know, a lot of the places I go, a lot of the foods I eat, prepare, the languages I speak, you know, people automatically first off they look at me and assume that I'm black. You're wrong, anyways. Secondly, when we go different places and like my girl and I sitting up there speaking in French or Spanish to each other, and it's like, really? So it's like, you know, they don't assume that stuff. Kind of like the other day, you said something in German on Facebook, and I responded to.
Yep.
So, yeah, the typical average black, they don't unless you're in the military. Who the hell is really trying to learn German?
And
But
having
Not me.
yeah, it's like I love knowing things that you know, just random things. I mean, German, you know, things like that. I love it.
yeah,
But you know, according to statistics, and you know, we're really big on statistics. You know, they found that the average person has between 12,000 60,000 thoughts a day.
we been on
80%
450
of and 95% of those are the exact same thoughts that we had yesterday or days prior. So once again, going
Mhm.
or existing, because when you wake up and you think of problems that you had yesterday, are you really living? Because I mean, you're going through the same emotions, everything is triggered, everything is going to like certain emotions, certain keys in your head.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's the beauty of it, man, because nowadays these young kids, man, they don't know what adventurous is. They don't know how to live because every time they go somewhere, they shooting it, they killing each other. And it's like we gotta pay attention to where we at nowadays because it ain't the same as living. You know, we gotta do our living and hit another whole country. We gotta
Right.
live, we trying to live in these neighborhoods, or we trying to say we're doing more than the average person in the neighborhood. It's like, nah, brother, that's a normal thing. You better watch out because you might be dead in a minute, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, grown folks scared too, for real. And that's the crazy part. Oh, I ain't gonna try that. I ain't gonna do that. You know?
It's like they're scared. I mean, you know, back in the day, you know, it was an awesome thing to like go to a concert. Try going to a concert now. You don't even know if you're gonna
Right.
it's
Yep.
almost less than like get up and go to work and then come back home without, you know, getting robbed, getting shot. And that stuff doesn't only happen in the hood.
For real.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all, man. And that's the thing about life nowadays, man. We gotta make sure that we fully prepare ourselves for the worst, but when we knowing that living our lives is all we have. And we've
Right.
been so programmed to understand, oh man, we so scared to go outside. We so scared to live nowadays where people like, man, I just came back from Vegas, or I just came back from, yeah, but you can go to Vegas. You got to watch yourself over in Vegas now. You know,
Yeah.
so that's why I say we gotta start doing things that's outside of the normal. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Sam Burger.
Yep. Hey, you know,
Yeah, some adults have not been on a plane. You see that, man? That is really wild too, man.
There are some adults that never been out of their state, out of their city.
and most
When I
people ain't
first
got
moved,
block radius.
yeah, when I first moved to Miami, it was a dude, bro. That dude had never left his neighborhood.
See? It's a lot of people like that. They work, they do everything within about a 4-block radius.
Yeah, because they feel safe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you know, back in the 1700s, Benjamin Franklin, he said some people die at the age of 25 and are buried until they're 75. There's a lot of people out there. Those are the ones that really are just existing. They're just on this earth, going through it in a day, just like the Walking Dead. Those are really the Walking Dead.
Had that? Who made that quote?
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, because the late great Coolio in 2002, he said I'm 20.
He said what?
And I'm living on. No.
Say it again.
Coolio. He was a philosopher.
What did he say though?
Well, I live to see 24. The way things are going. We blind to see. Check it out, bro.
You're right. I remember.
Boy, yeah, man, out of control. The great philosopher Coolio said, "This is the morning light."
Hey, but he made it to 24. He didn't make it far past it, but he made it.
Boy, out of control, man.
Yeah, but living is an action word. That means to do something, but it's too many people. They just out there really just existing. They're not trying to do anything but go to work and go home. Maybe go have a little drink on the side at the corner, at the bar or something close by. But that's it.
Right.
That's no way to do.
I would ask you, what age were you when you started existing or living? But if you're going to the military, you living. Because, I mean, you never know what's going on.
You
never know what's going on.
Hey, I was like maybe 12 when I started living, but when I joined the military, I was 17. And you're right. I actually learned a lot and lived a lot. I was in places that people who graduated college ain't never been.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially back then, because you were born in what, 1953?
Not quite. 62.
It's like
that's a whole lot better, right?
Yeah, it's like everything was different versus now, because I mean, these kids now, it's like they're dying younger and younger.
They are.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But so, man, we're gonna, we touched on that a little briefly, but I wanted to touch on that because we talk about how death happens so much, and then a lot of times we got to do the GoFundMe pages. We got to do all of these type of things that ain't, that ain't really ethical to what we supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? But tonight we have a very special guest tonight. She's regional vice president of Primerica Life Insurance. She's been there for about 2.5 years. Miss Natasha Smith is on with us tonight, guys. And then she's going to give us some great information on some great policies and some great things that she's going to be telling us tonight. So, Miss Natasha, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm doing great. Good evening. Good evening. I've never been in one of these. I thought this was a Zoom, so I guess the mic is down here in the bottom. And okay, I see. Because I thought it was a Zoom. But good evening, guys. How are you? Thank you for the introduction. Thank you so much, Keith, for having me. Good evening.
Yeah, you can turn your volume up a little bit on your computer.
Yeah, on my iPad. Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So I got a surprise for you. These two guys that's on the screen with us say they've been introduced to Primerica before.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Say,
so I would really love to hear their story. So really quickly, nice to meet you, Michael.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And I don't want to mess up your name. What's your name?
Alejandro.
What is it?
Alejandro.
Nice to meet you, Alejandro.
Pleasure.
So how many people are on here? Is it the 4 of us, or do we have anybody else?
No, it's the 4 of us, but we have an audience of about 10 people.
Okay, so there's other people listening.
Right.
Yeah, they're in watching the show.
Yeah, they're listening, but they're not able to
Respond.
Well, if you look in the comments, if you have anything you want to say, you can look in the comments.
Okay, no problem. So they can hear me.
Right.
Definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
perfect.
Everybody's on.
No problem. Well, good evening, everyone. I don't know who the audience are, but good evening, everyone. And before I get started, I would love to hear just a little bit about the history, because I know you told me I have about 15, 20 minutes and I can make it happen really quick. But I'm just curious to know before I get started with my story on the experience that you guys had really quickly, if that's okay.
Go ahead,
So, Mike,
Cynthia.
you want to start?
And I know we can talk all night, guys. Believe you me. But let's just keep it. Let's do a short version.
Who's first?
Go ahead, Mike.
You.
Oh, me. Oh, okay.
Yes,
Well,
listening.
back in 2003, my father introduced me to Primerica.
Mm-hmm.
I went to all the meetings. I signed up. I got my insurance license. I got life and health insurance on the first go in the state of New York.
Mhm.
I don't know how to put the rest of this, but it was an experience. It was an experience.
That's all you got. Okay, perfect. Go ahead, Mike. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Very short and sweet. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I mean, I joined because I'm out here in Louisiana, so you probably call it simple.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
The
so
basketball player.
correct. Yeah,
Mhm.
so with Kyle, it's him, his team. I mean, everything was great. My personal experience, I really just didn't have time to connect with it because I'm also an executive chef and I'm a part of a network marketing company.
And how long was that? How long ago was that? How long ago was that?
Oh, with Kyle's, this had to be like maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Because I remember you know, when I joined in order, after we had passed our exams, they had given us like a pilot, kind of like a gift or whatever. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, I really don't have anything bad, like or horrible to say about it. Like I said, I just personally didn't have the time to do it. Then at the time I was with a networking company called Legal Shield, and you guys offer Legal Shield. Well, it used to be legal, right?
You paid legal. Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome, guys. I'm glad because me, I was ready for the spice. I'm like, okay, just give it to me. Because I was ready. Whenever I'm proud to say, the company that I'm with, and just to give you guys a little bit, just to give the audience a little bit history about me, because I'm just not here just to talk about life insurance and just to talk about. Hold on, just a second. Hold on. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Someone was interrupting, but sorry about that. But just to tell you guys a little bit about me, because I'm not just here just to talk about life insurance. There is an epidemic in our community where we do need people not to just talk about life insurance, but to also talk about investments and also talk about, getting free and creating residual wealth.
Mm-hmm.
But just a little bit about me, and if ever anybody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and right now at this moment, I would love to know who's on the call. So I'm going to go ahead, if it's okay with you guys, to slowly give everyone that's listening my phone number so they can shoot me a text if that's okay. Is that okay, Keith? Are we good with that?
Yeah,
with me? Okay.
definitely.
So really quickly, my phone number is 954 549 3539. So that's 954 549 3539. Did you want me to put in the chat? Is that what you was going to
Yeah,
say?
if you can put it in the comments, that'd be great.
Okay, let me put that on there. So if everybody can go ahead and shoot me a text and say hello and tell me what your name is, just a little bit about yourself, I would really appreciate it. But definitely, where do I go back? I don't close myself out. So let me go here. Okay, perfect. So, okay, guys, just a little bit about me. I'm originally from Haiti. Been here for, you guys could detect an accent, but, who doesn't have an accent here in South Florida? But But really quickly, had my very first own business at the age of 19 being here. Was a single mother, was actually a teenage mother, but I didn't let that stop me. Fast forward, I got into real estate, did real estate a little bit, and then got married and all that good stuff, and then wanted to do something different. I was doing real estate and I got a little job here and there, but then I wanted to do something different. And in fact, the same young lady who introduced me to Primerica introduced me to Mary Kay Cosmetics. So I did a little bit of Mary Kay, did it for 6 years, had a Cadillac and all that stuff. So definitely used to drive a pink Cadillac. They don't just give them to us because we're cute. You got to be a really heavy hitter.
Got to put in that work.
You got to put in a whole lot of work. I'm talking about a whole lot of work. But loved it, was fun, but there was no residual. Every single month I had to start all over again. So for me, it had to be, and life happened. And then I left Mary Kay alone and I went into corporate America. Corporate America, the JOB, the journey of the broke, just over broke, jump off the bridge. Yeah, I went back to corporate America and didn't really want to, but the money was there. I worked for Carnival Cruise Lines. I was in the sales department. When I came in, was putting people on the wrong ship. Some people thought they were going to Jamaica. They were going to Bahamas. And listen, it didn't matter. You're on a ship, right? Listen, we're going to give you some free alcohol. So what? You've been to Bahamas 400 times, right? You better go again. But it's just one of those things with me. I always mess up at the beginning and I don't get discouraged very easily. But the way that I got, quit, not quit that, but walked away from Carnival in 2020. Not because of COVID. They were paying us more money in COVID because they didn't want us to quit. In fact, when I quit Carnival, 100 people left. Because of me, a lot of people got a raise because they were like, if Natasha's out of here, she's out of here. I mean, I have records there when I first came in that I said I was going to put, and there's a record that nobody can't hit it. 100 bookings for 12 months straight, even the slow seasons. I found a way to make a way where if I had more bookings in 1 month, I would sandbag them. I would not put $1. I would keep it $1 less and extend it. So I had to make things work for me. That's how my head works. So I figured things out. So fast forward, I left Carnival because my mom had COVID. Well, my mom got COVID in 2020. It was one of the hardest things for me because my mom barely speaks English. She's only been in the country for 50 years, right? Why does she need to speak English? Everybody speaks Creole, don't they? But anyways, when she went into the hospital 3 times. And the 3rd time she went to the hospital, I got very scared. And I said, God, I don't have much to give. But I had just finished building, I had just moved into a new property, a 3-story, 4-bedroom house, 4 bathrooms home, just had purchased a brand new Mercedes. But I couldn't remember the last time I spent time with my mom. I remember sending her on vacation, but I can't remember the last time I went on vacation. So I said, God, I'll give up the house, I'll give up the car, I'll give up everything. And in fact, I'll even leave my job if my mother walk away from COVID. And by the grace of God, 2 weeks later, she did. And I called my boss, and the only person who knew that I had that conversation was me and God. So I told him I was leaving. He's like, for what? I said, because I had to deal with God. He delivered my mom. So needless to say, I came into Primerica in 2010 when I left Mary Kay, but I didn't come in to do it. I came in to help my girlfriend who wanted to become a regional vice president. She called me. She's like, hey, Natasha, I have a challenge. I need your help. This is the same chick that helped me get the pink Cadillac. So at the end of the day, she's like, look, I need you to come, I need your card, your social, your date of birth. I need everything. I gave it to her right over the phone. I didn't even know the name of the company. The next day we met for lunch. She says to me, oh, by the way, you have a 6-chapter class that you got to go to, and it's 6 days. I was like, what? 6 days? But guess what? Most people would have said, forget it. And I didn't. I said, because I had already given my word. So I went over there. I took the class. I failed twice, guys. I failed my real estate class twice too, because I did real estate for years. So you need a 75 to pass, right? I got a 75 in real estate. You need a 70 to pass in insurance. And I got exactly a 70. You see, I'm consistent. I got a 75 and I got a 70. Listen, it doesn't matter. You just passed the test. You got the license, right? But she got to regional vice president. After she got to regional vice president, I was making money. I was number 1 in the state. I was number 2 here. I didn't even know. I was just getting paid, but I was used to making that kind of money. So it didn't really move me because I was doing it to help her. So when she became a regional president, I said, I'm done, game over. I said, you're a regional vice president now, right? Okay, good, I'm done. And I quit. I stopped doing everything because I didn't consider myself in Primerica. I just considered myself helping out a friend. So
Right.
Forward, walked away from there, went to corporate America, was making 6 figures with Carnival, loved it, walked away from Carnival. And guess what? In 2020, she was found face dead in her bedroom, died of COVID.
Wow.
And it just,
wow.
It just moved me, and it was like, whoa. And then going back to the funerals and stuff like that, and it just kind of like a whole bunch of stuff came back. And then right during that time frame, 2 people that I wrote policies for, 10
wow.
13 people died with the policy that I sold them, that called me to thank me for forcing them, because they said that I would leave their house until they filled out the paperwork. And the lady goes, man, my husband didn't want this policy, but he just died of a heart attack, Natasha. I'm glad your phone number is still the same. And so at the end of the day, I got back into that environment. One of the RVPs said, Natasha, you need to come back. You didn't understand the system. And I said, really? What system was that? I mean, what is it? Dodged him for like months. He's like, man, Natasha, you need to come back. He goes, I was making $10,000 a month when we knew each other. He goes, I'm making $85,000 a month now. So needless to say, got back on the train, became a vice president very quickly. And right now I'm just looking for people to help me with the movement, because it's a movement. It ain't about Primerica, guys. It's not about Primerica. It's not about the name. It's about the epidemic that we have in our community. Right. And the epidemic is people dying without life insurance and people not having enough money when they retire. You see little old people working at Publix and Winn-Dixie. You think they want to be there? Right. It's because they don't have a plan B. And guess what? No one's going to teach us the plan B. Your friend is not going to tell you about the plan B. In fact, your family, your friends, whoever that's living the life, whatever, you don't even know what they're doing. And they're not going to even share what they're doing, because some of them are not even doing the right thing. But you know, the Primerica is willing to help the lower class and the middle class, whether it's $25 a month, not for a policy, but for an investment that you can dibble dabble. Listen, that investment that I got, boy, that I had years ago came into practice, came to save me not too long ago, because I was sharing with Keith that I had a huge thing happen to me in January, and it put me in a depression mode for 6 months, guys. I literally just came out of depression. Happy-go-lucky, Mary Kate, pink Cadillac, let's make it happen. Yeah. Because it takes one incident in your life to get you on the other side, and I almost didn't come back. So I'm grateful for this time. Thank you so much, guys. I don't know if you guys have any questions for me. And that's basically it, and that's it.
Because I mean, like I said, Primerica never done anything wrong to me. I just didn't have the sound for it.
You didn't do Mary Kay either, right? You didn't do Mary Kay, right?
Oh no, I didn't do Mary Kay.
I'm just kidding. Because I recruited men too, but go ahead.
Yeah. You know, the fact that you're Haitian and my fiance is Canadian and Haitian, Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So yeah, like when you feel that vibe, you can actually connect with somebody, because I'm great with network marketing, but I don't run behind people. Like if you tell me no the first time, okay, that's cool, because no just means just later. Yeah, I understand that. But the calling me like every 5 minutes, that kind of stuff, that's what like really pushed me away from it. Because I'm like, call me more than my girl. Stop. No, right now. So
and I think that's a turn off for me. And it's not, and I tell people that all the time. Like I have my team members that will make their list. Like, when I was doing Carnival, they gave us leads, and I worked my business through the leads, but most of my business came from referrals. And so for me, when people keep calling the same people over and over and over and over again, I said, listen, this is how I want you to treat Primerica. I want you to treat Primerica like you're dating. If you, and I don't know about some women, but if you're not texting me or you're not calling me, then that means you're not interested. So at the end of the day, why they see you when I'm the one that got the prize? I'm the one that have the opportunity. I'm the one that got the good. Why am I chasing you down? So I think it's a mindset for people. It has nothing to do with Primerica, because Mary Kay people do it, Tower people do it. No point attended. Everybody do it, but it's just that a lot of people get so excited and they see so much. Like for you, both of you and Michael, you guys are sharp. And I told Keith, listen, you guys are sharp. Of course, someone's gonna like, oh my god, please do it. You got it. Yeah, because they see it. But I don't roll like that. I don't don't do the chasing thing. I met Keith at a networking event, I think somewhere in downtown Miami. We
Yeah.
became friends on Facebook.
A small business expo.
Yeah.
And I text him every now and then, hey, what's up? How you doing? And the only reason why we connected is because we talked for about 10, 15 minutes. You know, it was not like just give me your number and we're going to, you know, talk about business. But I talked to him and I connected with him and I see greatness in him. So whether he does Primerica with me or not, you still want to be connected with people that are doing things. You see, the thing is, a lot of people in network marketing can't talk about nothing but what they're doing. You got to know how to turn it off. You got to know how to shut it. You know, you got to know how to shut it down. You can't just be like, okay, it's this, it's that. Oh my God. No, it can't be like that. And I think that's what turns people off. And we're not a network marketing business. And you know why we're not networking? Although we're recruiting, right? We're recruiting. But remember, we can make 6 figures without recruiting anyone because you need a license to do what we do. You know, the only thing with most people that can't do what we do, at least you were able to pass the test. Some people can't pass the test, and they're not going to tell you this. Your cousin, brother, sister going to say, oh, yeah, I tried Primerica, but they're not going to tell you that they didn't pass the test.
Right.
Then they're not going to tell you that little fraud that they had like 5-10 years ago that they probably took a plea bargain for, right? They're not going to tell you about that. They're going to say, oh, yeah, it's hard. Hard? You put in a good 2-3 years in this business, and you're set. And I mean consistent grind, and you're set, and you don't have to do this ever again. So this is not quick, but it's definitely worth it because it's something that our community needs. You know, when you talk about life insurance to Black people, it's like you're talking about, it's almost like you're talking about the Holocaust or something. It's like people just like get turned off. It's like, you know, you're gonna die, right? But you want to have a.
But I don't mean to cut you off, but I think a lot of people just don't understand the value.
I think a lot of people think it's expensive, but the thing is, I really think sometimes, and I hate to be really mean, but I think some people just don't care, Keith. They just don't care.
Right.
And it's so sad that we just don't care. It's like, okay,
but
it is what it is. But
yeah, but I can say that I did look up some stats, and we are at 56 percentile and having the life insurance. So we are above the norm. We are above the average person as a community of Black people. Black people are 56 percentile of everybody who has life insurance. Not everybody is on board, but we are pretty much the number ones. And then what's so crazy about what I don't understand is that we get charged like 30% more on premiums we get charged more to have insurance than a white person would. They're like 30% more.
You know why it's that? Do you know why that is? You see, the thing is, you have to start teaching kids at a young age. You see, I have a 31-year-old, I have a 22-year-old, and I have a 25-year-old. And since they were 18, they all had policies. So all my 3 kids, they all have policies covered for $250,000. So guess what?
Right.
The premium is little to nothing because we got it at such a young age. Unfortunately, Keith, the average people in our community don't start looking for policies until they're 40-something, or maybe because they left a funeral or something. So we want to get it when we have diabetes and high blood pressure, and you want to get mad. The thing is, at the end of the day, we need to start doing it early. We can't be doing it when we get sick. So yeah, you're going to get charged more. In fact, I'm gonna be blunt. Most policies, Primerica is not a gray company. It's black or white. It's either you get approved for a policy and they cover you for everything, or you get denied. Now there are companies that are gonna charge you and say, "Yeah, Keith, you're covered." But guess what? If you die of anything else other than accidental, you're not covered, and we're okay with that. Do we know we're gonna die by accident? So it's not that nobody. Because first of all, your policy, they don't even ask you if you're black or white. The application does not say black or white. It doesn't ask you it doesn't ask you any of that. All they need is your social and if you're on any medication. So guess what? You can say, "Oh no, Natasha, I'm not on medication." But then when they look up your social, right, Michael? And not you, but I'm saying in general, you look up whoever's social and you're on medication for high blood pressure and diabetes. So my goal right now is maybe I cannot get policies for people my age, probably because it's unfortunate because of obesity and whatever the case may be. But let's get the young kids. Let's get the 20-something-year-olds. Let's get the 30-something. And all of them, some of them, they have kids, and even if they don't have any children. I'm not a grandparent, but I made sure that my kids have a policy because I don't want when they get 30, 40 years old and they're not able to afford the policy. Right now, my kids are paying $20-something for $250,000 policy.
Because them 20-year-olds are the ones who's dying around here.
Yeah.
And they're healthy. They're healthy for now. But guess what, guys? I don't have them making the payments because I don't trust them.
Right.
It's what it is, because I don't want them to go into overdraft. And I'm definitely not going to do no GoFundMe. My daughter the other day told me, Mom, I'm going to Mexico. She travels a lot. She's doing an Airbnb in Mexico. And I said, Nia, you know that's dangerous, right? I said, you're doing an Airbnb in Mexico? I said, but listen, girl, if I'm going to cry, I'm going to be in Paris crying with $250,000. I'm not going to cry here in the States. I'm going to cry. Listen, I'm going to be in Europe, guys.
Yeah.
You know? Because at the end of the day, go do you. Not too long ago, she was jet skiing. This girl's a daredevil. Go.
Oh, just money. And that's what, you know, even when the guy was trying to sign me up for Primerica, like for insurance, you know, do you have, I really like I'm in it.
You're breaking up. I don't know why.
Like, that stuff, yeah, like that stuff is fun. I mean, but nobody's promised tomorrow anyway. So why are you going to charge me a higher rate? Because I jump out of, because I like climbing mountains in Colorado.
The likelihood of something happening.
Yeah, if you do, like, there's a lot of activities. Like, for example, if you're a pilot, if you're a scuba diver, you know, certain things, race car drivers. But you know, a lot of people that we run into don't do those type of activities anyway. I'm not jumping off a plane. You know, I'm not gonna go scuba diving. But yeah, it could be a higher rate. But what's hurting us is not that. What's hurting us is the medications. You know, it's the prescriptions and not really. Help me understand. And I don't know if any of you have life insurance, and we're not talking about life insurance from work, but can someone, whether in the chat, however, you tell me how you have children, you have loved ones, you have a mortgage, you have people who depend on you, or you have rent. Forget about mortgage, because most people that don't want life insurance don't have a mortgage anyways. But let's say you got rent, you got all kinds of stuff going on. And I tell you it's $40 a month and you're covered for $350,000 or $200,000, whatever. And you don't get it. Can you explain to me how someone just not get it, but yet we're out here with the long hair, with the lashes. Lashes cost like $80, $120, and that's every 2 weeks. Nails cost like about $150 every 2 weeks.
Right.
Not to handbags and everything else, guys. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So tell me, why
we are the biggest consumer.
Don't get it, but tell me why. Tell me why.
But we are the biggest consumer because I'm gonna tell you this. I feel like because we love to follow the trends instead of to follow what's real and what's right. We would rather go get the Louis and the Gucci instead of getting life insurance because somebody else they seen on TV with it. And they feel like that is the style, or that's the lifestyle that they want to live.
Yeah,
they would rather look famous and be dead doing GoFundMe's than they would to have an actual policy.
Yeah, but they got rappers and they have GoFundMe or they're asking for, you know, help. I'm like, dude, you was like, yeah, you people GoFundMe.
But you know, it's gonna take some people like yourselves that have influence on other people. Because when I got my policy with my girlfriend, who unfortunately passed away, the way she came at me, she was like, "Look, Natasha, your kids are young; they're teenagers. You're still paying your mother's mortgage, and you're paying your mortgage. So if you die today or tomorrow, would your kids be better off or worse off?" And when she said it like that, I was like, "What? They're gonna have to leave West Miramar. They're gonna have to leave West Pines and go on the east side. I mean, are you serious? Nothing wrong with the east side. But you know, you have to go there. You know, you're gonna have to go to school with whatever. You need to tell me you're gonna go to the schools where they call you only for bad stuff and they don't call you for the good stuff." So basically, when she put it like that, I was like, wait a minute, it would be a disaster, not just for me and my kids, but my mom was depending on me. And thanks to my Primerica business, Mary Kay business, all kinds of businesses, one of the things I'm super proud of, because my mom's been in the country forever, but I was able to pay off my mother's mortgage 10 years ago. So she doesn't and was able to build a big house in Haiti where we have family and everything in Haiti as well. So it's not about the money, it's what the money can do for other people. But let me tell you guys, every time one of us die, it sets us back almost 20 years, especially when we have a policy. And when we do have a policy, it's different, so we need to be more, because when she called me and told me that, I got my policy the next day, because I trust and the way she said it, and it just stood in my head. So guess what?
Made sense. Right.
It's gonna take one of you to call your brother and say, hey bro, you got those 2 kids, what kind of policy you have? I know you have one at work, but here's this young lady's phone number, let me give her your number to see what we can do.
Okay. So do y'all have $1 million policies at Primerica?
Yeah, you have to be qualified for $1 million policies. You can be qualified for 2 million, 3 million, whatever you want to be qualified for, as long as you have to be qualified for it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Primerica still just doing term life?
Yes, we still do term and invest the difference.
Right, but still no whole life.
No, we don't do whole life. We don't believe in whole life.
Which one is better?
Well, here's the thing. If you were to Google or even look up, Susie Orman, I mean, even my mom that had a whole life policy. I mean, she's alive, but she had a whole life policy that I got rid of. And instead of doing the whole life, I did the money that she was paying. I took that money and it's an investment, which means we can touch it at any time and it's growing. You see, the whole life got us mixed up in the head, like, oh, we can borrow from it. But guess what? The whole life policy, sometimes some of them, if you don't get to that amount, like let's say you get a whole life policy for like 25, 50,000, because that's what most people can afford anyway, because it's expensive. So let's say you get something like that. If you die tomorrow, more than likely they're not going to pay that policy. But guess what? You have a term and you're already qualified. You could die tomorrow. As long as it's not suicidal, they're paying. And it's less expensive. So let's say a whole life policy was going to cost you like $200. We tell you don't do that, because that's money that they commingle together and do whatever they want to do with it. And they think you think they're investing it for you, but they invested it for themselves. So why can't you invest it for yourself? And the I was talking about earlier, Michael, that it came in handy for me when I went into my little depression, because I had used up almost all my funds. But I had this investment, which was only $100 a month, but I hadn't touched it. And there's no penalty. It's not because it's COVID I was able to take money out of it. It's your money. So we believe I'm covered for $500,000 on one hand, and I'm covered for and I have my investment on the other hand. But we don't believe in putting it together.
Right.
Okay.
It was a good idea back then, and it still is. But I think a lot of the problem with people getting insurance, especially our people, is the fact that they don't think about that far down the road. Nobody's thinking about death. Like when I was in the Army, I was invincible. Nothing. I did, no matter what I did, the thought of dying never crossed my mind. But I did some crazy stuff that there was a few times I should have been dead. But still, back then I was insured through the Army. So my family would have got paid off regardless. After the military, it's like, what do I need insurance for? Now I know the difference. Now I know why I need it. But a lot of people have never come to that conclusion as to why. And then they're talking to people who's trying to sell them whole life insurance that are not trying to tell them, okay, you can get this 10-year term and you pay this amount. They're telling them you can get whole life and you're paying this amount. And they're like, well, money gets short. What's the first thing that goes? Life insurance.
Yeah. So, and thank you so much for your service, Michael.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
Yeah. So I hope if I can even touch one person. I mean, not too long ago, it's I mean, I just had a friend of mine, unfortunately, it's almost like I'm going to a funeral every single week. Wow. And this young guy was only 40-something years old. He wasn't feeling good. They came home and found him dead. He had a heart attack. So no life insurance. So they have the whole GoFundMe going on. And it breaks your heart, like the fact that you got to go beg, people to help. Mm-hmm. And then now it's putting you in a position where you can't even mourn. You can't even mourn because you're busy worrying about FPL and Comcast and whatever. And then you got young kids. What did you say?
The next thing you know, I'll be selling fish dinners.
Yeah,
Trying
fish dinners. You move
Right.
into, you got to move into a family, you know, with different, you know, the kids get mixed up. I remember this one guy, the one that did die, unfortunately, that I did sell a policy to. I remember I had to come back to sell him a policy because I sold his wife a policy. And they're Haitian, and Haitian people think that they're going to, you know, you're going to kill them for the money, whatever the case may be. They watch too much TV, whatever the case may be. And I remember I had to come back and do his policy. Like, I literally had to put him in a chokehold. He's like, oh, when I die, she gonna get her another man. She's gonna get another man with whether you die with the policy or not. How about that? But
That's
the only difference, those two little girls that you got, at least she can take her time to be with a decent man instead of going to be with any man that can go ahead and molest your children and touch your children. How about that? Because that's the position that when people die, little Lisa and little John has to go live with cousins and uncles, that things happen. We don't even look at the whole domino effect.
Right.
It's a huge
Because it's a bigger
not just
picture.
the death. It's a whole domino effect.
Not like a certain
Right.
you can reach, and like my grandmother, so the money that her life, I mean, like, won't pull it out, or is it like a policy?
I didn't hear you. You were breaking.
No, so like my grandmother, that's the Haitian I was telling you about. So
she has a what?
now I said my grandmother's Haitian.
Your grandmother's Haitian?
So she's been paying insurance, right? I would go to say, you don't need to pay any more policy because she's 100. Like, you're there, you won. So can she pull the money that she's been paying? Like if she was in America?
It's definitely not a term. What I would do if I were her, depending on how much it is, what we do with Primerica too, we do like a free examination of your policies, whether you do a policy with us or not. So we will call the company with you. Like, we would call the company, either a three-way or you come to the office and we ask all the questions. How much are you covered for? What's the term? Like, we let you listen to your own company because we're just asking the questions because you don't know the questions to ask. So with that being said, it would be something like a one-on-one thing where, you know, she'd have to call the company and find out. But whatever it is that she's paying, it would be best that she take that same amount and put it in investment. And whatever she got in there, which may not be too much, she can just go ahead and pull it out. In fact, pull it out and put the whole thing in investment where it can incur some money every single month.
So if she pulls it out, do she still get the money for the burial and stuff like that?
No, not necessarily, because once you cancel that policy, you cancel everything. But remember, your policy has nothing to do with your burial. It's just that once you die, of course, when the funeral home knows that you have insurance, of course, they charge you a different rate and they're waiting to get paid. But after they get paid, you get the difference. But, you know, you get to pick whatever you want to do, whether you want to get cremated or whatever the case may be. But in her case, because remember, we don't know the details. You know, insurance is one of the most confusing, even car insurance. You know, oh, you need GAP, and you thought you had GAP, but you didn't have GAP. You thought you had this, but you didn't have that. Unless you're licensed, unless you're going to read everything, you really don't know what you have. You know, but the thing is, I know with Primerica, you know, we're one of the we're in the top as far as delivering claims. You know, during COVID, a lot of people did not pay claims because it was supposed to be like a disaster. And usually when a disaster happened, the insurance companies have the right to not pay. And Primerica was one of the few people that paid every claim during COVID. And you guys could look it up. So,
right.
So it would be a one-on-one thing to check out your grandmother's policy. But in my opinion, at age 100, she shouldn't be paying anything, period. That monthly money that's coming out needs to be put somewhere else where she can let it grow and leave for her grandkids and her great-grandkids.
Hey, what about the health insurance? I had the license for both life and health insurance, but I never even attempted to sell health insurance, only concentrated on life insurance. So what's their policy with the health insurance?
So you have a life and health, which is great because with Primerica, you only need the life. But the life and health, you can still sell life insurance. I never really tapped into the health insurance. I don't know too much about the health part. I just do life. I don't do health at all. In fact, I did have my 215. I did have my 215 because that's what it is in Florida, the 215, which is life and health. And when I left Primerica, I didn't think I was going to need it anymore, so I just let it go. I only kept my real estate license. I've had my real estate license.
Same thing.
Yeah, I kept my real estate license. So I've had my real estate license since '98. You know, did really well in real estate. But what I don't like about real estate is I can get this 10, 15, 20,000 that I've been working with these people for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and then I have to do it again. So there's no ending. I'm tired of starting all over again. You see, in Primerica, you know, when you get to a certain level, there's no more, and it could be fast, it could be quick. For me, it's happening quick. You know, I came into the business, I became a regional vice president in less than 2 years. It takes most people to become regional vice president in 5 years. But again, I have the background of recruiting, came from one of the hardest industries. Mary Kay is a hard, I mean, listen, you can sell a product, you look beautiful, but to get a pink Cadillac, listen. But if somebody comes to me today, Michael, and says, hey, I'm going to go do Mary Kay, I'm going to go get a pink Cadillac. But guess what? I'm going to tell the girl, you're going to put some work in there, but listen, you could do it. And the reason why I can tell her that is because guess what? I did it. So I would never tell her, oh, you know what? I'm not going to bust her bubble. She may never get it because it's hard. But because I've done it, she can do it. Yeah. I may say, listen, Primerica's marketing plan is a little bit better. Let me tell you a little bit about it, because had somebody told me about that marketing plan before Primerica, you see, the thing is, my girlfriend never really shared the marketing plan with me. Although I was getting paid, I didn't know how I was getting paid. But again, I came in to help her. I came to push her up. Unlike a lot of people nowadays, you come into Primerica, you need 3 people to become a district leader. It's only $124 to sign up. How come you can't find one people to pay $124? I don't get it. How you cannot find 3 people to pay $124 to be part of your team, even if they don't want to do it for real. My first week of Primerica, I recruited 20 people. So it is what it is.
Wish I could say that. Yeah.
But all right, I appreciate you, Natasha. It's been a blast. And then I'm gonna pin your phone number at the top of this message. I mean, at the top of the chat, so that people can reach back out to you and things like that. And then next time I'll try to find you a Zoom, and we can do a Zoom call if I have some people responding to it like that.
Yeah, I kind of like this though, you know, because I remember I was on something similar to this, and I was like, where are the people? You know, and people. And you know what it was though, and it's because they really didn't want nobody to say nothing or talk or whatever. It was during the pandemic when they were doing the circle thingies. Remember the circle thingies they were doing the pandemic where you put $100? Listen, they got me for $1,400 5 times.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember that.
The lucky flower, like, oh really?
Right, yeah, that crazy.
Yeah.
I was on something like this. Nobody could talk. I didn't see nobody. I was like, why nobody can't say anything? But
yeah. Yeah, no, this is a podcast. Well, a Mancast, but yeah, we do this every week with different topics and different guests, and just to bring awareness to your business and to the business of insurance or either whatever we're talking about that week. So yeah, it was very fitting because we were talking about living it or existing. And this day and age, a lot of people are just existing because they're scared to live outside of the normal, you know, because they're scared to die, they're scared to move, you know, they so programmed that they don't want to do things like we used to, you know. So that's what was going on this week. But yeah, like I'll pin your phone number and things like that in the top of the comments so people can reach back out to me and reach back out to you as well. But I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you again.
Thank you so much. I didn't know this what to expect, but I hope I did a great job. And if I can touch at least one person that can reach out to me and say, hey, Natasha, I want to take a look at this business opportunity. Oh, hey, Natasha, let's get some prices for a policy. I just need one person. It doesn't matter. Just one. But thank you so much, guys.
There you go,
man. All right. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
No comment. Good night. Hey, why you throwing me under the bus?
What happened?
Huh?
We threw you under the bus? Oh, Alejandro.
Yo,
Mr. Synchronized.
yeah. There you go, Mike. Go ahead. Nah.
But yeah, man, I hope y'all got a little bit of the information. I was kind of low a little bit, but still had some good things to say about, you know, life insurance and her story and all of that. But we do have to get better, man, at being on top of our health, being on top of things that we need to take care of. Because this day and age, you never know what's going to happen and when you might go outside to a mass shooting, you know. That's why we got to go ahead and live our lives, do the best we can do, and, man, live. Forget that existing stuff, man.
Because you never know. Like Pastor Tupac said, I see death around the corner.
Pastor Pop.
Oh.
And you really is.
But see, that's the thing. That's power of the tongue right there, man. When you got that power in your tongue, you're going to talk in, you're going to bring in the energy that you're giving out. You know, you steady saying you see death, you see these type of things coming in, you're going to get it. That's what you're going to get. So when we learn the power of our tongue, when we learn the power of our subconscious, so when you control the subconscious, you can control the consciousness, you know, because you got to keep feeding the subconscious something positive and something righteous, so that you can get that kind of energy, that vibrational energy back to you, man. You know, it's not that we do good by people, but if our energy is good for people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you might hear that saying, oh, you do good by people, people do good by you. And it's like, that's a lie.
Yeah, that's
because your energy, you know what I'm saying? If your energy is not good for that environment, they're not going to give you back that same vibration.
right.
Yeah, man, but it was a very interesting show tonight. I wanted to ask some more questions, but it was getting late, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm I don't think she heard my last question when I was asking like, what's her retention rate?
What's the what?
Her retention rate. When you know, certain companies like, okay, I signed up 20 people, 15 cancel, they had charged them.
Oh, okay.
Off the new policy. So if I did $20,000 in sales, I have all those short days. Take it out, or I just won't get paid for like, you know, however many.
Oh, see, I don't really know how it worked, man. That's the thing about it. You know, that was the thing about just trying to get her to explain that how it really works, because I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah. Right. I mean, but as far as like everybody needs it. I feel like at the end of the year, or say like after 5 years, if I don't have an accident, you owe me something back. Send me a gift.
Yeah.
Great driver. So it's like after so long and I'm still living, not dying. You know, what y'all gonna do? Because right now, y'all just constantly getting their money back to back.
Right.
Yeah, you don't
putting it in, you putting it in, and you ain't getting nothing back.
Right.
And that's what most people are looking at. Why, when they get on hard times, the first thing they let go is the insurance.
You literally have to die to get money to get your money worth. Like,
yep. And then you can get it. I had a dude tell me one time, yo, when I die, I ain't got to worry about it. He was right. It's the family that's got to worry, but that's what the insurance is for, is to protect.
Well, the thing about it is, I don't even know if they got to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't make me pay you to bury this man. Man, burn him up. I don't care what y'all do with him. He gone. What y'all want me to do?
Chop him up and
that's the way people think nowadays.
Huh?
That's the way people think nowadays.
Yeah, that's the mindset. So that's why a lot of people ain't getting, you know, that insurance, and they not trying to pay that kind of money, because they like say, man, that's not my business. He dead. Figure it out.
Like now, the people who starting to make money, the ones who getting into business and moving up to a higher level of consciousness, they're getting insurance, but it's everybody else.
But yeah, now it's a thing where Shanita, she introduced me to something where you got the $1 million policies to where you're not even paying as much on the $1 million policies as, you know what I'm saying, as you would on whole life or term life.
Right.
So it's like you gotta start looking at some things like for as like your grandkids, who gonna get some money. You know, that's basically what it is. The insurance is for the people that's behind you, not for you per se.
Yep.
But yeah, man, we had a great show tonight. So y'all give me something else, Mike. Give me something going out on living and existing, living or existing, or health or death, whatever.
In order to live, man must act. In order to act, he must make choices. In order to make choices, he must define a code of values. In order to define a code of values, he must know what he is and where he is. I'm saying is in life, you got to act in life. You got to do things, make decisions, which is sometimes the hardest thing to do. But make decisions and move in a certain direction, whatever that direction is, as long as this direction you want to go in, you
That's
go
true.
in that direction.
Yeah, that is true. Man, synchronized.
I want to say that you can't climb the ladder of living.
You breaking up. What you said?
I said you cannot climb the ladder of living pockets.
You can't climb the ladder of
living with your hands in your pockets.
True. True. But no,
it makes sense to me.
You see it down the okay.
Man, all I'm gonna say is, man, y'all go ahead and live y'all life, man, and quit worrying about what's gonna happen around the corner. Like Pac said, we got to go ahead and do our living at right now. We can't be talking about it. We can't be steady planning for stuff and then don't do it. So be that person in your community of people to make the move, and then you grab the people who really want to be a part of the same community as you want to be. So we can all live in the same manner, you know, and not be afraid. Have that faith instead of the fear, because faith and fear can't coexist in the same place.
True.
So man, it's been another great show, and we're gonna do it again next week at 8:30. Great topics. We might be talking about something real big next week, but hey, man, we're gonna try to make it big and try to do it. We ain't gonna try to do nothing. We're gonna do it big, and we're gonna keep on moving forward, y'all. All right, man. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.
All right. Peace.
All right. Yeah, you know.